Brockhampton has just released a new album, Saturated 3, which is in the third installment in the Saturation Theory, or series, I should say. So let's get into it. Now, for all of you who may not be informed who Brockhampton is, it's a ever-growing group of rappers and producers. Brockhampton is a ever-growing group of producers and rappers who see themselves as a boy band for some apparent reason. And of course, they have decided to drop the Saturation mixtapes, and they also dropped a mixtape that was called All American Trash, which I haven't got to listen to. But yeah, that's their whole history. Now let's get into the album. Now, one of the most notable things you can see is, of course, they have this cover of a person who kind of looks like a fucking black Smurf. And they couldn't really pull it off because I could still see, like, parts of his body that has no blue on it. A little weird that they would all decide to look like Smurfs for some reason. But this is a Saturation mixtape. And of course, they reference themselves as boy band, which would make more sense because on songs like Boogie, they even reference One Direction. And on a song like Johnny, they even reference having Harry Styles' phone number, but calling the wrong phone number for some reason and him not picking up. A little weird thing to reference and a little creepy. Another thing that I noticed that is pretty weird is in songs like Alaska and also songs like Sister, they have like this censored like blank or blanked lyrics or whatever. Like one of them are rapping and they have this like blank lyric and they like censored it. I don't know why did they do that. Now, one of the things I can appreciate about this mixtape is the sound quality and production. You open up this mixtape with a song like Boogie, which have what I think is a saxophone sample, and also it has like this siren sample. It's a real club banger. I really like it. Then you have a song like Zipper, which of course have like this sample of a violin and piano, making a more classical theme to me. But, you know, classical as in like, you know, classical in like a club banger way. I really like that. Then you have a song like Johnny, which samples a harp. That sounded very nice in the beat, I have to say. Also, a song like Stupid has this like, what you call it, like keyboard sample that kind of reminds me of West Coast hip hop, how they had that kind of like a Dre production beat where they have that just high piano. You know, if you get what I'm saying, that's also pretty awesome too. Since they're from California and reference it a lot on this album, it would make sense that they would try to bring back West Coast or G-Funk production, which was pretty nice. Now, one of the things I also like is that this person named Kevin, he pretty much takes all the attention in the group because he references himself multiple times as being gay, and he even said on the song Stupid that he's a faggot. Literally, he's a faggot. Like, wow. That was pretty edgy of him. Kind of like in the vein of Tyler, the Creator, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Also, on a song like Alaska, he makes the reference that he says that he loves his niggas like white people love hip-hop, which actually says a lot because hip-hop have now became the most popular genre, and we have mostly white people ruling the charts now. And this is something that Nicki Minaj actually pointed out. So I like that his words reverberate so much to what's happening today. Now, one of the things I don't like about this album is it shows that it's being oversaturated and rushed. Like, really, you have a song like Liquids, which is one of the best tracks on here, which is talking about imaginary friends and being alone and being lonely and taking pills for mental illness, but it's only like 1 minute. Now, they elaborate more on a song like Sister slash Nation, where they have this double pitched vocals, and this person is talking about how he had fights in school and how he took drugs, but it's not really that much focused on this album. And you have these like interludes or whatever, this like three-course interlude, which have like this Spanish speaker or whatever, that really just takes the pace out of the album. And also a song like Hottie, even though it's very catchy, with the whole added up refrain, he kind of sounds like a sixth grade math teacher. Like something, 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 add it up. I have to say, it's pretty catchy, but, don't really care about it that much. Now, the song Stayin, of course, is a very interesting song when it comes to the lyrical concept. It talks about a person wasting half the year on Greyhound to see this girl. It also has this hater skit where it stereotypes the group as one gay guy, one drug dealer, and I forgot what they said the other one was, which is kind of like, I don't really see the drug dealing part. I see the drug taking part as in mental illness, but not really the drug dealing part on this whole album that much. And then you have a song like Team where it gets a little bit redundant because one of them mentioned that they thought that they were in a progressive world because they have a black president, even though President Barack Obama is not black. He's actually racially mixed, and he slams Donald Trump. And all this have been retreaded and retried before as a whole concept. And on a song like Rental, one of the people said that he wants to be decapitated, like he wants to be headless. I thought that that was a pretty creepy thing to say. Oh yeah, and on the song like Bleach, I almost forgot this track. One of them referenced sleeping with demons, and one of them said, "Do you make mistakes or do you make change?" Which, when you're like doing something, you're going to make mistakes. You're only human. But overall, this album's pretty good. I kind of wish that they focused more on the idea or the touches of mental illness more, and maybe even talk more about sexuality and their struggle with sexuality. But overall, they seem like the modern version of Far Side to me. I'm giving this album a 7. So please like, subscribe, share the video, and I'm out, guys.